Hey guys, Scary Barry coming at you here. Hey, listen, I had my first oh shit moment on that Tornado 280, right? Almost 20 hours worth of flight time on it. This is the first time anything like this has ever happened. So I want to kind of give you a heads up of what's going on. Basically, I was taking off, took off out of the yard and got about 60, 70 feet in the air, if even that, right? And I lost power. I didn't do a complete engine failure. It didn't stop running. It just only had maybe a quarter throttle's worth of power, which was nowhere near enough to climb up and out of there. So I made the decision to do a quick turn back to the LZ. I did make it back to the LZ. It was a little bit sketchy. I had to land with the wind, which was for me, big old fat guy. I can't run that fast, but I did put it on the ground safely. The tip of the wing kind of got caught in a tree, but it didn't stay there long. Anyway, it was an oh shit moment for me. So, but I was going to make this a two-part video. I did find out what happened to the motor and why it did what it did. I was going to make that a separate video altogether, but I really didn't want to leave you guys hanging at the end if you didn't want to be. So I'm going to put both of them together, both the repairs and the flight. I hope you take time to watch them both. I hope you enjoy them both. But as I said, guys, this was definitely an oh shit moment for me. And I didn't do much talking during the whole thing. My mind was on concentrating on landing. So anyway, if you want to skip ahead and just watch what I found out and why it all happened, that's great. If you want to watch the video and see me almost mess up and maybe not make the wisest decisions I could have, do that as well. And leave the comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know how stupid I was. And but always, guys, I love you guys. I appreciate you watching and enjoy the video. Talk to you later, guys. Since I didn't do a whole lot of talking, I thought I might tell you what's going on here in my mind. So wind was a little bit switchy here, but it took me a little bit to get the wing under control, but it wasn't too bad. Once she was under control, went full power, obviously lifted off. Everything's going as planned up to this point, so no worries. Now, if you listen here real close, you're going to hear the engine cut out in just a moment. I just got in my seat. Right there, you heard it go down to almost idle, right? So at this point, I'm thinking, man, I should just land right there in front, right? But if you listen to the motor, there's just enough to maybe keep me at the same elevation. Even though I'm making a turn, it was a little bit sketchy here. I think the smart thing would have been to land straight ahead and walk back. The reason being, if you see here, guys, right below me, there's a creek. Now, if anything would happen, you listen to the motor, she's kind of cutting in and out right there. It could have landed me in that creek. At this point, I just want to make sure I miss Graham. And I want to put it on the ground. I'm coming in kind of hot, a little fast. Able to slow it down. Just missed that tree, but you see the end of it caught. And I just completely was flabbergasted at what just happened. So it's full throttle, guys. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's cutting out so terrible. It's full throttle. It feels like maybe quarter throttle. That's all the power I was getting.
I didn't have any freaking choice, man. Yeah. I was trying to come back, but I didn't have enough power to stay up. Whew. Go ahead, bro. I'm going to get the track out. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. So I don't know what that was all about. Definitely had engine problems, but luckily I was able to turn around and landed. Had to land with the wind, which wasn't a whole lot of fun, but pretty out of breath, guys. I'll talk to you in a bit. I'm going to get the track out, though. I'm not going to just not fly. The old Tornado 280 let me down tonight. Now, that's the first time she's let me down since I've had her. So luckily I was able to bring it back around, but there wasn't any power to land into the wind at all. So I had to land with the wind, which scared me a bit, but it worked out okay. But we can talk about that after we get in the skies. Let's get this bird in the air so we can get a little bit of flight time tonight and not waste what little bit of sunlight we got left. bit too close. Man, that was just a little bit too close, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. But we are airborne, so that should have been one I probably should have aborted. Looking back, do the smart thing. I was running out of runway. The wing was not doing what I wanted it to do. Yeah, that one absolutely, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I shit my pants a little bit, had a little shat accident there. That one should have been aborted for sure. So I got away with it that time. So a little lesson to you new pilots out there. I know it's getting dark. I know I'm running out of light. Hey guys, I could have got hurt right there. So any of you new pilots out there, always abort your takeoff if things aren't right. I don't care how long you've been flying. Luckily that was within my skill, and a lot of that was within my luck level tonight. But just know the smart thing there would have been to abort that takeoff. Maybe had enough time to reset and go again, I don't know. Whether I did or not, whether I had the time to reset and take off again or not is beyond that makes no difference at this point. So, anyways, I'm in the air. So, the Tornado 280, I just don't know. I didn't have time to tinker with it much. As you've seen in the video, I think I'll probably put that in. I took off, started to climb out, and I lost power. I had full throttle and maybe had what normally I would have at a quarter throttle. So I was able to turn back around. I did have enough height to do that, but I sure didn't have enough height or enough power to climb. So luckily I was able to land and keep it out of the tree. I got it in the tree a little bit, I guess, but nothing bad. Man, I just got all kinds of stuff happening to me today, right? They wouldn't call me Scary Bear if it wasn't a little scary, ladies and gentlemen, right? When I get back down tonight, when I land, we'll look over that Tornado 280 and I'll see if I can't figure out why I had lost the power. I literally just checked the spark plug yesterday before I put it away. But we'll take a look at that first. It sure seemed like it wasn't getting any fuel, though, to me. It seemed like it was like a pinch point in the fuel or something. But we'll take a look at it. We'll see. We'll see what it is. Well, good news and bad news. They are starting to take the crop in out of the field. They've started harvesting. The good news part of that is it gives us a lot more safe options, a lot more empty fields to land in without having to worry about corn or beans. The bad side of that is, guys, it's getting colder. It's getting that time of year, right? It's getting the time of year where old Scary don't like to be up in the skies. It's just so cold, right? And I'm such a wussy when it comes to the cold. So let's work our way over here. I want to show you, I'm going to do a little recap on the video, the first part of this video where I took off on the Tornado. Kind of what was going through my mind, because I imagine I got pretty quiet, concentrating on what was going on. So see if I can talk you through what I was thinking. Let's get over here to the area where it happened. Get over to my house. Okay, so obviously I'm not going to go as low as I was when I took off, but I took off in roughly this direction that I'm lining up for here. Let me get over to my house. The takeoff was great. It was a little wonky, a little side to side, a little bit. I got it under control. I wasn't quite headed into the wind directly as I should have been, but I was able to get it under control, and we took off. So all seemed okay. Climb out had started, and I had it full throttle to do climb out. I was just putting myself into my seat. So right about here on that Tornado 280 launch is where I started losing power. It started to surge forward. I noticed the wings started to come forward. So what I did was I did not have enough power to climb. I really thought about just landing right here. There's plenty of room right here to land, right directly in front of me. There's no crops in this field at all, so I was just going to put her down there, which might have been a smarter thing to do, just because I did have the wind with me in that particular place. But what I opted to do was do a hard right turn, which I did not lose a whole lot of elevation, surprisingly. But I knew if I did, I could always put it down still in this same field. So what I was trying to do was get my way back here to this field, my field. And in between my field and this field that you're looking at is a creek. So I knew if I wasn't going to make the creek, I had to board it. I had to lay it in this field, but I knew I was going to make it. The problem was that tree right directly in front of me. I don't know if you guys can see that tree right there, but that was my concern. But I was able to land it. I was able to run it out. Everything worked out good. I did clip the tree a little bit with the left tip of my wing. But luckily it came out of that tree okay. All right, according to the old wristwatch here, it is, as of right now, sunset. So I do have a flashy thing on the top of my helmet that allows me to sorry guys, I'm having trouble with my audio here. I hope you guys can still hear me. But with the flashy thing on top of my helmet, it allows me to fly for an extra half hour here. So I'm in no hurry, but I am going to kind of head back that way. I'm just happy that I got to enjoy the sky a little while tonight with the little debacle that happened at the beginning of the evening. So, but we can't dwell on that, right? It's the tornado has nearly 20 hours on it now, and that's the first time she ever let me down. She's run strong every other time but that. So we'll find out what the issue is. I just don't know yet. All right, guys, we've got Scary Barry 1 on final approach, flying the Breezy aircraft tonight. Scary Barry 1 on Breezy 1 coming in is pattern clear. Roger, pattern. Clear for landing. So that's what we're going to do. But as always, everybody, I appreciate you coming along with me. And I'm sure I'm going to get all kinds of flack on that takeoff, guys. At least I hope I do, because I shouldn't have done it. So feel free to yell at me and tell me how stupid I am. And just remember, I am called Scary Barry. Not because I do everything perfect, right, guys? Sometimes you got to hold your breath and white knuckle it just a little bit and pray for the best. So, but anyway, guys, I appreciate you coming along. And you know I always enjoy sharing the skies with you guys. And when we get on the ground, I'll talk to you a little more about that. But let's concentrate on the landing here, guys. Here we go. All right, freshly mowed grass. Looks like curvy lines. I didn't get them real straight, but here we go. Kill the engine, a little bit of flare so I don't slam into the earth. A lot of flare. And then we'll roll it on down. We'll drop the wing to the left tonight, just like so. And we are on the ground.
Oh, so anyway, yeah, what a crazy night. I'm not sure what happened there, guys. So I'm getting ready to go in and check out the Tornado 280, see if I can figure out. Let me turn off this flasher. It's literally flashing me in the face. All right, so we'll go in and figure it out. And if I find anything, I'll include it on this video. If not, if I got to tear it into it deep at all, we'll put it on the next video. Maybe I can tell you what happened there and what's going on. But as always, guys, like I said, I love you and I appreciate you coming along with me. Hope you enjoyed the flight with me tonight, and I hope you enjoyed the little bit of, here comes old Graham. What's up, buddy? Hope you enjoyed a little bit of the thrill that I felt anyway. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you coming along. I love you very much, and I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you in the skies, guys. Scary Barry out. Have a good one, guys. Talk to you later.
All right, guys, it's the next day. Obviously, it's nice outside. It's not dark anymore. And I just kind of want to give you a heads up on what I was doing with the Tornado 280 here. So I ended up, let me get in here, pull this off. I did take off the carburetor just because right now you can't really see it, but all of this area back here was just covered in fuel. So obviously there was a leak coming from this carburetor somewhere in there. I did take it apart, like I said, so this is it right here. I pulled almost everything off of this that I can think of pulling off, and I couldn't find anything wrong with it. Okay, so there's several units here in the garage, as you can see. There's a couple of Tornado 280s. There's also a Nitro in here. Let me tell you a little bit of something about these. Some people got lucky, right? and their units came with the Walboro carb, right? These units did not. They came with the knockoff, like a cheap version. I don't know if they're trying to save money or what they were trying to do, what Air Conception was doing there, but every single one of these units have failed with the knockoff carb. So these belong to my buddy Graham. He ordered the Walboro carb, had them put on here, and they have run fine since. But before that, that cheap carb they never quite ran right. So what I'm getting ready to do is I have one of the old carbs off of here, and just for the time being, I'm going to try to put it on here, see if I can get it to run. I did order the original, or the good carb, the Walboro carb. It was $100 and some, should be here shortly. I really don't understand why they didn't just put the good carb on here to begin with instead of the knockoff, the generic version. But it is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this this carb here, which is a brand new carb. It's just one that came on the other Tornado. I'm going to go ahead and stick this one on there and see if I can fire it up and see if it'll run. Like I said, I don't know what was wrong. All I do know is there was an awful lot of fuel in this area, and it was coming out of that carburetor area. But let's get this one put on. We'll fire it up, see if it fixes the problem temporarily until the good carb comes in. Fingers crossed, guys. I hope that was it. So let's do this thing. All right, guys. So that didn't work, right? So I put the other knockoff cheap carb on there. And it's really wet all down in through here. And it's coming out of the air box right here. I don't know if you can see that, if I get my finger in there or not. Yeah, it's really coming down out of there. And the plug is like this. So it's really oversaturating the plug, and it's just too much fuel. Even though I got it set to factory specs, just like a carb should be coming from the factory, I set it just like that. I don't want to lean it out too much. I don't want to change those settings without permission from somebody that knows more about this than I do, just for the simple fact is I don't want to damage that motor in any way. So, but in the meantime, I thought I'd take that head off and take a look at it, because last time I tried to start it, it acted like it wanted to start a little hard. So I thought I'd take a peep in there. So I want to show you, I don't know, I took a picture. I'll throw a picture up sometime here. But if you look where the arrow's at, you'll see there's a piece wedged in between the actual cylinder and the cylinder wall. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. I did send away on the official Air Conception forum on Facebook, see if anybody else can help me with that. But I'm going to try to get this video in here so you can see it. Yeah, so the actual piece is just wedged in there. So I'm gonna go forward with this, guys. I'll keep you updated on what's going on, and I just don't understand this right now. So let's figure it out. All right, guys, update. I think I know what's going on. I got a pretty good idea. Graham gave me a call, and he had an idea, and I really think it's a good one. I think he's got it. I think he nailed it on the head. So I don't think it was ever a carburetor issue why it failed in the air that day, and why I've had so much fuel leaking out of that carburetor, or out of that air intake box. Actually, it's kind of where it's coming out of. So got to looking at those pieces inside of here, and I'm going to zoom in here, see if I can get the camera in here on it for you. Whoops, I dropped a piece. But if you guys can see that, if I can get it to focus, I'm pretty sure what that actually is, guys, is part of the carbon reed valve, right? So looks like I had a reed valve failure. Sometime during flight, pieces of that had fallen down into that intake. So I'm going to tear that carburetor off of there and get down into the reeds and see if I can just find out how many of those pieces, how much of this has got down in there. But it's obviously wedged itself up against in between the cylinder and the cylinder wall. I'm going to have to push that out somehow and hope it hasn't done any scoring or any permanent damage. But it's definitely a reed valve failure is what I'm guessing right now. So we'll tear that in. We'll get in here and we'll tear this. The reed valve is right underneath of this piece here. So we'll pull that carb back off. We'll get inside of that, and I'll just see how many pieces of that reed valve is chunked off. So I'll show you a picture of that, guys, when I get it off. All right, guys. So we got the reed valves off. I'll pull them up here. Obviously, hold on. Let me get a flashlight. Maybe I can show you something. Okay, got the flashlight. So I'm going to look down inside the engine here. Hopefully you can see. I'm going to shine this light in there. Really tough to see, but there are chunks of carbon fiber reed valves down inside of there. Oh my gosh, big finger. See if I can get a better angle on the light. Gosh, I just don't know how good that's going to show up, but if I actually show you the reed valve assembly, if you look right here, that entire inside part, see See, there should be reed valves on all 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. There's one side, 2 outsides are good, 1 inside piece is good, and that one is completely missing. So it looks like what's happened is somehow that piece of reed valve fell off, went into the motor, and has gotten chunked up inside of there. And that's what you're seeing is those chunks and stuff in there. Hopefully it hasn't done any kind of damage. I'm going to try to get this piston pulled off of this head right here. I'm going to try to pull this the rest of the way out. The problem is this right here. Let me get that light in there for you again. This right here is wedged. Guys, it's wedged. So I'm going to have to try to push this piston back that way, and hopefully that will come undone. And then we can look at it and see if there's any other damage that's been done. So keep your fingers crossed. Let's get in there, guys. But at least we know the culprit. We know why I lost power. We know why there was an engine out, and why there's so much fuel coming out of that air intake. Hopefully it's under warranty. I did send a message to Dave Holcomb down at Midwest PPG, which is where I bought this. I did get the extended warranty, so that's 5 years of warranty I should have. I also posted on the official Air Conception website on Facebook and got a hold of, I believe his name is Laurent. I may be saying that wrong, I'm not sure, but I haven't heard back from anybody yet. So hopefully when I hear back, I hear good news. There's no reason why that shouldn't be covered under warranty. Any damages that may have happened, there's no reason for that reed valve to have failed. I've never messed with that. So I'll keep you informed on what's going on, and hopefully it's a good outcome, guys. So keep your fingers crossed. I'm not going to complain too much. This is the first time I've had anything major happen to this since I've got it. A little sad that there's less than 20 hours on it, but hey, let's see. That's what the warranty's for. Things happen. So let's see where that goes, guys. I'll talk to you here in just a little bit. All right, guys. So update. I just got off messaging with Laurent with Air Conception. So it looks like they're going to warranty this work. So they're going to send me a new reed valve assembly, and they're also going to send me a brand new piston just in case there was any damage done to that piston. He said the actual cylinder wall should be fine if there is anything in there. He told me to take some sandpaper and just kind of smooth that up a little bit, but there shouldn't be any issues. So good news, they are sending those replacement parts out soon. So hopefully they'll get here and we can get this put back together. In the meantime, we'll be flying the old fresh breeze here, right? Who would have ever thought she would have been so reliable? After Tim Garvey got a hold of it and fixed it up, it hasn't given me any trouble. So for the meantime, it's getting cold outside, so I won't be doing a lot of flying anyway, but we'll be flying old breezy here, right? So that's it. We'll wait till the parts come in. When they come in the meantime, I'm going to try to get this cylinder wall off. He said that this piece should be okay to knock it back in there. I'm going to get that cylinder wall off and just get all those pieces cleaned out of the engine and blow some air down there and figure it all out. Make sure it's all out of there and all good. And as soon as the parts come in, I'll take you guys along with me. We'll put stuff together and we'll get this thing fired back up and in the sky. So all I can say right now is kudos to Air Conception. We'll see how long it takes for the parts to get here, and we'll get it put back together. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the journey. It's a little bit scary for me. Obviously, the power outage kind of threw me for a loop. But yeah, guys. So until next time, Scary Barry out. Have a good one. Catch you later. See you in the skies, guys.